All right, tonight's video on exploring energy is going to be another exploration of the heart, just in a different way. So, yesterday I did a video of just being with the heart and just saying that put me deeper into my heart. I don't know if you can tell, just by the shift in energy and tone. And today we're going to do a different way. I actually learned this from the Fearless guys, Fearless Man, some masculinity and dating coaches that are pretty amazing that I've studied with. So, and as always, it seems the simplest things are what we overlook or believe can't be. You know, if things aren't difficult, then we disregard them. I think that's a product of the mind, a function of the mind. I don't necessarily think it's just me that does that. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. So this practice just comes down to asking your heart to open as best you can. And it may open a tiny little bit, it may open a lot, somewhere in between. Everything is good. There's no right or wrong on this. It's just whatever's in the moment is what's here. So it's very simple practice. So you just ask yourself, could my heart open? And you can change that to, could my heart open as much as it does? Or could my heart open as best as it can? And then you answer it honestly. So if it's no, then it's no. Heart's not going to open. That's okay. But being honest and saying no, it still may open a little bit. If you say yes, if that's what you actually feel, then you just watch or allow or welcome what happens. The sensations, the feelings, emotions, images, even thoughts. So I'll demonstrate it. And you don't necessarily have to say this out loud. You could say it to yourself. There's really no difference, although we like to think there is. So, let's begin. Let me demonstrate. Could my heart open as much as it does? Yes. And I'm just going to be with it, watch it. And doing that, I can already feel a shift in energy. It's like, for me, there was a surge of feeling and energy and sensation kind of running from the top of my stomach or the solar plexus over the heart and then tapering up. And I could feel my back a little bit more, upper back, middle back. And I can also, as I'm being with it, there is some judgment, some disdain that came up that I wasn't necessarily aware of. I was kind of stuffing it down. And I'm just going to welcome that. Not make it good or bad, right or wrong, just allow it. And a lot of times when we do that, just truly be with it, accept it, allow it, it'll move through. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Sometimes it could be almost instant. Doesn't matter. It's all good. Feelings come and go. They're not who we are. It's not who I am. There's only resistance and judgment of the feelings, trying to hold on to them or push them away, that actually makes them seem bigger than they are, or more powerful than they are. As I explore this, there's more sensation coming up. I have a herniated disc in my, I have a few, but there's one in my middle back, and I don't know if it's the herniated disc, but somewhere around there I'm feeling a lot more sensation. I've had a really bad pain in my foot all day, in my big toe joint. I was getting so bad I almost didn't do this video, but then I remembered my commitment, and I had the courage to keep my commitment, and that pain went away as I focused on this other energy and sensation that came up. And now that I'm talking about it, the pain's back. And this is actually what's really interesting about the body, about pain, pleasure, sensation. All these things come and go. And when we kind of shift our focus to something else, they lessen or they disappear completely. And then we'll have a thought about the pain and it comes back. So that's always really interesting to me, as someone who has had a lot of pain and health issues and things like that over the years, and really been a big victim to it. And I've tried all kinds of different things. This was like the missing piece. When I do this in conjunction with other things, taking care of myself, seeing doctors. I don't really take too much medication, but if I had to, I would. Just do my research on it first. But it's not either or, it's both. It's everything. The physical, the mental, the spiritual. And it really helps to shift things. So enough about me. Why don't you practice it? Try it if you're willing to explore. And just ask yourself, could you allow your heart to open as much as it does? And either yes or no are both valid answers. Whatever it is, could you just allow or be with what comes up? And you may notice some resistance. If you do, just allow that. If there's some feelings that are coming up, just allow that. And a lot of times when something that we've been holding on to starts to loosen up and begins to be let go and pass through us, it can become more intense. So if that's happening, that's okay. That's welcome here. Could you allow it? And then just notice, how do you feel? Did any energy move or open or shift or transmute? Any feelings come up? Anything different? Anything the same? Or whatever's there, That's what's in the moment. That's what's good or right, if you want to call it those things. And the more you do this, the easier it gets. And then just there's a lot more feeling, there's a lot more energy, there's a lot more depth, and people will be drawn to you. Things will feel differently when you do it. You know, there'll be more pleasure. Because a lot of us avoid pleasure, surprisingly enough. And there could be some pain. That's just the opposite side of pleasure. Same thing. You just be with it. It's not who you are. And the more you do this, the more free you'll become, really. And operating on all levels. So that's tonight's video, exploring energy, a different way to open the heart and be with it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.